Hello, hello. This is Lorraine Rowan. This is Surfing Vuzuvaya. And yes, I'm not crying this time. It's another day. I love Mondays. I love Mondays. And interestingly enough, because I realized that I'm so, it's funny because I spend all this time in meditation and talking with my body and self care because I'm 51 and I've had different experiences in my body which require a lot of which have required attention and healing, and I have done incredible miraculous progress and healed all sorts of things nobody's supposed to heal because that's my life and because I've seen people do it, right, living by example, right, I've seen people do it, so I just don't have any excuses. That's one thing. I like to thank all of my 26,000 clients in my life that whose lives I have seen so intimately because I know I've seen it. I know everything can change. I've seen people heal and overcome the most incredible things. Okay, so now I'm crying, but they're happy tears. And but it's really funny because I didn't realize, even though I was blowing my nose and felt terrible and my lungs were all congested, and I thought, it's because I smoked those 2 cigarettes. Okay, Lorianne, maybe they were a bit more than 2. But also, no smoking cigarettes. My body just will not have that. But what I actually got is a chest cold. And it was really interesting. So when I worked at a clinic in Santa Fe in the 90s, which I was very lucky to be the apprentice in a free natural clinic, which had been in Santa Fe, New Mexico for more than 30 years before I joined it. And so I was the apprentice and I worked with 5 absolute masters of different forms of natural medicine. And it was incredible. And one of the things I really learned is anytime I'd go into work, the homeopath was fantastic. She was literally world class. She would go and teach all over the world. Incredible person. And hilarious. Anyway, I would, inhaler moment. Yeah. So anytime I'd come in to work in a mood or with a feeling that was different than my usual mode, the homeopath would notice. And we'd track the patterns of that feeling. And despite the fact that I was at a clinic where sometimes I was seeing literally, there were a lot of days where I saw between 75 and 250 clients in a day. All sick people breathing on me. I had a little baby, a toddler, in daycare with only 4 other kids, but still, children are germ factories. We're germ factories. They're little adorable germ factories that slobber and give you kisses and hugs and stuff. I love those little beasts. And and I almost never got sick in the years that I was working at the clinic, because of tracking the emotions, because all viruses, all infections carry with them different emotional traits and patterns, different times of day that the symptoms come up, different kinds of moods and emotions that you feel. And so we think, we look at these things, these illnesses, as some sort of, there's a lot of judgment and shame about sickness in the culture that I'm from. Not so much here. Anyway, in the culture that I'm from in Canada and the United States and England, there's a lot of shame around, you must be a punishment, you must be doing something wrong, you need to cleanse because you're dirty. Yeah, I am dirty, and I like it. Just leaving that there. So, I'm not the only one that likes it. So, realizing that when these mutagens, because all viruses are mutagenic, they use our body to reproduce their own. They're introducing other systems and using our cells to reproduce themselves. That is outside the normal function. and it mutates our cells for even as a temporary. And there's a lot of, this is the transference, right? So a virus or a bacteria, a virus moving through a population can actually leave little bits of new virus or of new DNA in people's bodies because it's created a mutation. It's created a mutation through people's bodies. And I really wonder about it. This is a very important part of evolution. It is important to have exposures because your immune system needs that to strengthen itself. It needs the exposures. It needs to be tested. It's its workout, and it needs to work out, right? So that's just, and it's really interesting. So there's Yay Harvest Festival in Canada, which is one of my favorite gatherings. It's just incredibly beautiful. And there's always, after the festival, a huge amount of the population always gets sick after the festival. It's, the harvest virus, the harvest flu. And what I've really wondered for a long time, what I've really felt, is that it's a transformational festival. There's a lot of experience and support, and the music and the vibe are all about coming together, growing, healing, supporting each other, and celebrating, and letting all the yayas out, right? All of those things. But the growth that happens from a group of people, a group of a few hundred people with amazing intentions, right? With the intention of growing together. And so really, is that flu really the summation of the emotional evolution? So this is where, when you look at the importance of colds and flus moving through society and what that mutation does. So my own experience from this cold being a very good reminder, bringing very emotional, intense experiences to me, and reminded me of that. And I was like, okay, because, my Lavelle, I love Mr. Zimmerman, he's amazing. And yesterday he was talking about how, processing and feeling these emotions is not negative, it's not bad. It's not lower vibration. It's not shame. It's not a failure. This is important processing. And that it's not the same as it was, we continue to evolve. And so harvest being such an evolutionary celebration, the harvest flu is perhaps a summation of the transformational energies and carries the transformational intention through all of us in a physical evolutionary way. And so then when I look at things like regular colds and flus as they move through populations, I'm thinking they're distributing, this is evolution in action, right? This is adaptation, this is evolution in action. The difference, of course, with things like that and Lyme disease. So Lyme disease, for both natural and Western medicine, has just been an incredible effing challenge, because it was a created disease. It did not come in the general evolution through the normal evolution. There was a human interference and manipulation that created the group of virus, bacteria, and fungi that are Lyme disease. So, yeah. So, and there's, and this is, the thing is, we're swimming through mutagenic soup because we have created all of these new chemistry and these new, I love that AI apparently just made a whole bunch of new materials. It's going to be very interesting to see how life on Earth evolves to address the introduction of these materials, which certainly exist somewhere in the multiverses. but have not existed in places we have found yet on this planet. And how will systems evolve, plants evolve, animals evolve, wind evolve to digest that? If we look now in science and in my intuitive information group, you see a million different articles on, like, now there's a whole bunch of different microbes and animals and insects who are digesting plastic because they have evolved, because there's so freaking much of it. Nature has to do something, because we are one planet. This is a body. We are cells in the body of the planet, and the body is adapting and it's growing. It's shifting, right? So as much as chest colds suck, don't recommend. You can't have mine. You can if you really, really want it, but you know. I mean, trying to do that gracefully is really difficult. Really need some handkerchiefs. Everyone in the world needs handkerchiefs. Why? I still don't understand why we're wiping our butts and blowing our noses on some of the oldest and most noble creatures on this planet, otherwise known as trees. Still don't get that. Don't get it. So, it's a beautiful fucking day, and I'm really glad to be here, and it's Monday. And facing and feeling all of this feeling is a gift to me. I didn't like it. I didn't enjoy it. I didn't like it. I didn't enjoy it. I really didn't. Oh, I'm still not. But I'm thankful for this process, because these emotions have to go somewhere. All this water has to go somewhere. I saw this neat somatic. I've been looking again at, because there's all sorts of massage and hands-on healing practices and meditations for releasing muscle memory. And I'm very interested now in stored memory release in other places. Because again, I think this is really something that this experience has showed me, how much stress and emotion and experience I still have stored in different parts of my being. And so this is something I'm going to take a more active look at, transforming and experiencing. And yeah, that's where I'm at. So it's Monday. You know, I love Mondays. I love Mondays so much. It's Moon Day, so this is why I've traditionally taken Mondays off. This is Sandy Anderson. Thank you, Sandy Anderson. And who taught me this when I was an apprentice at the clinic in Santa Fe. That she always took Mondays off because it's Moon Day, and it's the time to get in touch with the feminine and with your different evolutionary sides, and spend time nurturing and coming and understanding self. Yay! So enjoy this Moon Day, right? Enjoy it. See what you feel, see what intuitively comes to you on Moon Day, right? And keep going, because it changes. Keep going. Wherever you're at, whatever you're feeling now, this will change. Breathe it. Don't let it define you. This is a feeling. This is a moment. This is not who you are. This is something you're going through for a moment. And I'm going through it too, and we all are. Because this is one body, one planet, one heart, one love. And this is Surfing Vuzuvaya, waxing my surfboard with appreciation and the willingness to evolve. I love you and I'm with you, and I know that you're with me, because I can feel you, I can see you. And thank you, some of you, thank you for the people that have messaged me and support my work and this sharing. And if this aligns, or if you have any questions about this, please feel free. And it's another beautiful day in paradise. So, squeezes, waxing the surfboards with thankfulness, because it's a beautiful, place to be standing on. Gratitude. Gratitude is a really solid ground. And some of these waves are really big. Navigating them, having a feeling of solid to navigate them is a real gift. And so are you. Now, Lori and Rowan, surfing Vuzuvaya. Now.